Hello and welcome to this Ayrshare video. We're going to be taking you through a no-code tutorial using the Bubble no-code web app building platform and the Ayrshare API. And more specifically, we're going to be pulling analytics data from multiple social networks. And for this example, we're going to be answering the question, who is the bigger star on social media? Is it U2 or is it Bruce Springsteen? And the way that we're going to measure that is we're going to download their follower counts on Facebook, Instagram, and X and see if we can answer that question. We're going to get started with a blank Bubble app. Let's put a text field down and we're going to make that the title of the app. Who is the bigger star? We're going to build out the user interface of this app. So we're going to put some input boxes down. The first one is going to be the Facebook handle of the first artist. Let's copy that over. Then we'll have the second artist's Facebook handle. Let's create input box for the first artist's Instagram handle. We need to update all the placeholder text, rename them so we actually have it named properly. And the third one will be the text handles. We'll make 2 input boxes for those. Take a quick preview. Looks good. Let's add a button where you can submit all those handles and run the analysis. Now we're going to install a plugin called the Bubble API connector. You could just search for API connector. You need to give it a name. So we'll give it a name called Ayrshare, and we'll make one call, which will be to the Ayrshare brand endpoint. We're going to use it as an action and leave the data type as JSON. Now this endpoint can take three parameters, which will be the Facebook username, the Instagram username, and the X username. We'll need to put in the header an authorization, which will be the bearer with the API key. We got to put some sample data in here for this endpoint to work. We're going to initialize it, and then we get a response. Okay, fantastic. Now we can add some more text to make it clear what these left input boxes are versus this right one. So it'll be the first star or the second star. Which one has more followers? And now we can see on Twitter, we see a number of data points. We're going to grab follower count. For Facebook, there is a field called followers count. And for Instagram, there is also a followers count. So fantastic. Those will be the fields that we focus on. So we're going to create basically a little dashboard of text fields to show our 6 numbers, the 3 follower counts for the first star, the 3 follower counts for the second star. And what we're going to do is we're going to save the value in a state associated with each of the field names. That way, when we build a workflow, we can add a value to that state and then display the value of that state easily right in that text field as a dynamic value. So let's just continue to set up right now. We're just setting up the text fields as static text, and we'll add the values after. We need to update the naming convention for all the custom states so it's clear. Okay, fantastic. Now let's build out the workflow. So when the user clicks the button, we're going to make the API call. We need to put in 3 values. So we're going to replace U2 with the input of Facebook 1. We'll replace all of the inputs with their associated input fields. Okay, great. And then we will take the output of that step, which is the API call, result of step 1, and we're going to grab Facebook followers count, and we're going to associate it to that state for that specific input. So we have to do that 3 times to get Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter data or X data saved so we can display it. Okay, great. So we got those first 3 values working. And now what we can do is use that insert dynamic data. And let's see here. We're going to grab the custom state value that will hold the value from that API call that we just set up. Facebook, Instagram, and X each gets their associated custom state value. Try and make them a little bit bigger. We did a test. The default data came through. Fantastic. And now we're going to format it as a number because these are numbers. So if they have more than 1,000 followers, it'll be hard to see the number without the commas. Don't need decimal places. Okay. Commas make it a lot easier to read. Okay, fantastic. Let's do the same for star number 2. And then we need to build out some additional steps. We basically have to make that API call again with the second set of handles for star number 2. and save the values and the associated custom state for the right fields. Okay, looks like everything is wired up, and let's run it for real. We'll put U2 in as star number 2. Those are the actual handles that they use. Now, Bruce Springsteen uses Bruce Springsteen on Facebook and just Springsteen on Instagram and X. Let's run it and compare the two, and the winner is U2 on all 3 platforms. Thank you for checking out this Ayrshare no-code tutorial video, and best of luck on your social media journey. Thank you.